Do you want to hear something I'm trying? I'm considering doing these things called dad raps.
Sorry, you talking
Was
to
that a
me?
sneeze?
It was a mix between a sneeze and a cough.
A snuff?
No, here's the thing about my...
Was that a snuff?
Here's the thing about my snuffs. My sneeze and my cough sound exactly the same. You want to know why?
I guess.
Because I don't see the point in coughing if you're not going to clear out everything. And I also, when I sneeze, none of the air comes through my nose. It's just all through the lungs.
I was going to wear a jacket. Should I just wear this or should I put on my jacket?
What's wrong with that bowling shirt?
All right, I want to put on my jacket because it's just a little wrinkled. I'm a little self-conscious.
I'm sure the folks at home can't see it, especially since it's a podcast. But,
Stall him!
all right, I will tell a joke. Once, let's see.
You don't know any jokes.
You're right, I don't really know any jokes. Oh, I heard one today, actually.
Did you really?
I did. I really did. So there was this. Oh man,
You're really botching it.
There was this. I got nothing. I don't remember. I don't remember how to set up.
Did you actually hear a joke today?
Yeah, and I'm trying to remember how to set it up. So basically, there was this illusionist, and he only spoke Spanish, and he said that he was going to make himself disappear.
Oh,
Like, that was his plan. He was going to make himself disappear. Everyone's like, there's no chance. This guy can't do it because he's an illusionist, and people don't believe illusionists by nature. But he only speaks Spanish. And so he started to count. Counting to 3, all right? He said, uno, dos. And he vanished without a trace. He was gone without a trace.
Oh.
I'm trying to say it again so that you understand what I'm saying.
That's actually pretty good.
I know. I really liked it whenever I heard it.
It actually took me a second to get it.
It was one of those highbrow humor things.
I kind of like that one. I usually hate jokes like that. But
I
that's
do
pretty
too.
good.
That's the thing. I normally am just so not for jokes.
It's the anticipation that I'm forced to laugh in a minute when you say whatever punchline it is. But that
you
one,
want to hear a joke?
I was actually not, I was planning on not laughing but it was good.
Well, hey,
That was pretty funny.
I'm glad. I'm sorry I had to say the punchline twice because I wasn't quite sure if I landed it or not.
What I was saying was I'm planning on doing these things called dad raps on my Insta-G.
Oh, yeah.
And I've been writing these raps that I'm going to make little videos for. And I wrote one on the way over here. And I thought I'd share it with our podcast audience. Rap it live right now.
You're going to lap it?
It's not done. It's
Not
a work.
lap
In,
it.
it's a work in
Rap
progress.
it live?
It's a work in progress.
Sorry, that was
Play the
just
beat
me.
from my phone here.
I'm sure
yeah.
You sure that sounds
Oh
good?
yeah. Dad raps. Wiki. Wait for it to come back around.
Yeah.
Kids in the whip, foot on the throttle. Wait a second, Daddy, I forgot my water bottle. All right, go get it while I sit here and think. Was I like this? No. Always needing a drink? Personal canteens. Keep the water flowing. I think I just gotta drink wherever I was going. But what if they die? No, they will not. I just remember being thirsty a lot. All these water bottles, gotta check myself.
Chip.
Should I coddle this? Gotta correct myself.
Skirt.
And why are there so many straws? There's literally so many straws.
Drinking
I got
them.
kids' cups on kids' cups and lids and straws, and if you don't have it all, they don't work. Now I'm just freestyling because that's where the rap ends.
Oh, that's
all.
good. Did you like my ad libs?
I did actually, but
But you won't have them.
I
on
was
here.
very unprepared. The flow was all off. It's gonna be way
I
better.
just feel like that was a poor showing.
It was, but it's a pretty funny concept.
That was a pretty great concept.
Because like,
it was good.
when you have more kids, you only have one kid, but when you have more kids,
You got the one. Wow, I feel
The-
less of a
they'll-
man.
I'm just saying the water bottles these days.
Just amount.
I don't remember having
I didn't-
personalized water bottles.
Yeah,
my kids literally have water bottles with their names etched into them.
Etched?
Well, printed.
That
on.
seems a bit much.
It was a Christmas present. They both got water bottles with their faces pictured on it and name printed on it.
Tell me, is that worse or better than wool or socks or like a sweater?
It's probably on par, but they were pretty into it. They liked it a lot because their face is on it, pictured on it.
I just remember being so sad one year where I don't remember what grandparents' house we were at, but we got these sweaters. They're like wool sweaters for Christmas. And I was sad because mine was red. I was very sad, and I wanted a blue one. And I think you or Colton got a blue one.
I have no memory of getting a sweater ever. Do you remember was it a Christmas sweater?
It was just a sweater, man. That's all I remember. You unplugging my fridge already? Yeah. That was quick because we forgot to do it before. It was. I just punched my mic. I don't remember where it was, but I do remember it was just a sweater.
Yeah, I don't have the memory. Maybe you dreamed it. You having weird dreams lately?
Dude, did I? Yes. Do I remember it? I don't remember it currently. It was like a couple weeks ago, maybe like a week ago.
Did you just remembered that you had a weird dream?
No, I had a really weird one, and it like stood out, and like the next morning I was like, that was so weird, but not great for a podcast because I don't remember what it is.
I almost never remember my dreams.
Did you have one?
But I had one 2 nights ago.
That was a leading question. I should have asked the question.
I just wanted you to ask me if I had a weird dream.
No, I think I don't remember my dreams. Let's move on.
So I did this thing, this acting thing called Lab Time with Leo. You've heard of it.
Heard of it.
Where you?
That's where I learned about viscosity.
I actually shouldn't have just said that because now people can Google it and see me in this thing.
You want to learn about what's viscous and what's not?
Basically, it was this. It's kind of this Bill Nye the Science Guy-esque thing that I was kind of the host of this kids show, sponsored by basically the oil and natural gas industry. And I was doing science experiments and teaching kids about the oil.
Roman's
industry.
in cahoots with big oil.
Kind of was
spreading their nonsense.
Hey.
It was actually very educational.
It was educational. It was fun.
Yeah.
And the, I did like, 40 episodes. It was a lot. Did it for like 6 years.
And hey, to let you know, I've never seen one.
I don't write them, just so you know. Just deliver the lines on the page. Just remember that if you're out there Googling Lab Time with Leo.
So what was the dream then?
It was time for production. Shoot day was here. All eyes are on me. I'm literally the only person in the show. In real life, I was the only person in the show. Right. There was a crew of like 25 people.
Yes.
And I'm the star, for lack of a better word.
Wow.
And I show up to set. Mm-hmm. They're ready for me. They say, Mr. Johnson, we are ready for you on set. I always had a guy like that come tell me when they're ready.
Did you have your own chair?
I had my own room. That's right. It was technically just a decommissioned classroom, so it wasn't anything special.
Oh,
but
so special.
I was in there. I get to set, and I realize everybody's waiting on me, looking at me. Lights are on, cameras are going, and I forgot my bow tie. And it's integral to the character, the bow tie.
That was the...
Had to rush home to get a bow tie while everyone's waiting on me. I'm sweating it, sprinting around, grab the bow tie, get back to set. There I am again. I forgot my glasses at home.
That's
again.
Rough.
Had to run home again, sprinting, running, get home to get my glasses, and then I wake up. But I was stress levels off the charts.
Wow.
Off the charts.
Hey, I'm really sorry that happened to you.
It didn't actually happen, but it was a dream that felt very real.
Felt as if it had happened to you.
I don't think it has any real, significance or meaning other than I don't like people waiting on me for things. So I don't know if that happened to me in real life, but
I mean, I don't know. That sounds about as much. You have 2 drinks? Two drinks over here.
2 drinks.
That sounds like a pretty great dream. If that's the most of your worries is that you've forgotten your glasses or bow tie.
It was bad.
Mine was a much weirder dream than that. And for the life of me, if by the end of the podcast I remember it, I'll tell it at the end whenever we do our on mensch.
Okay. Well, I'm excited for that. Today's episode is brought to you by tbftpodcast.com. You know what you can do there? You can go there. And there's only one thing you can do.
There's one thing.
Put in your email address.
It's the best website there is.
It's the best place to go put in your email address to join our TBFT fan club. So, if you do that, we're running the promo for one more week, baby.
More week.
One more week.
We got one more week of this.
And here's the promo. If you go put in your email address, everybody who puts in their email address to join our fan club, which we have yet to send out an email, so we're not going to bombard you.
Yeah, we're
busy.
Yeah,
when are we sending emails?
2 busy brothers.
At some point, we'll send an email.
Yeah.
Right now, we're just trying to get the crew together.
If only we were only doing 5 things. But we have a lot of things.
We got a lot of things going on.
So,
but we do want to kind of bring everyone over under one roof. So go to tbftpodcast.com, enter your email, and you will be entered
Tell them.
win
Tell them about it.
a gift card
to
to Olive Garden for $25.
Gimme
that can
that.
give you
fettuccine.
like 1.5 meals.
At least.
Maybe might be able, if you're frugal, you could pay for 2. You could pay for a couple.
You're not going to be tipping, but that's okay.
You might be doing the thing that me and my wife used to do when we were dating in
tip.
high school. I would get an entree because I was the hungrier of the two. She would get the kids' meal. You know what I mean? $4 or $5 together. We're walking out. We're out of there for $15, $16 from Cheddar's.
That's just
in Tulsa.
That's just responsible.
Yeah, we were very responsible. So go to tbftpodcast.com, enter your email, and you could be entered to win that sweet, sweet gift card for endless breadsticks.
Yeah, and then also another thing you can do if you love the podcast, if you love more and more content.
Yeah. Hold on a second. Do you like this podcast?
Do you like content?
Listen up. Perk up those little ears of yours. Do you like seeing videos of us rant about random topics? Do you like hearing us talk about an array of things?
Do you like long walks on the beach and or looking deeply into your best friend's eyes?
Cameron, tell them what they need to do. I don't know where you're going with this. I just kind of jumped
into
where
I was originally going with this was head on over to Instagram.
Yes.
At Roman and Cameron.
At Roman and Cameron.
At Roman and Cameron, one word. Roman and Cameron, one word. And you can find some beautiful content up there. Some of this is just our current podcasts and past podcasts just cut down into smaller, bite-sized, enjoyable clips.
That's right.
Feel free to share if you enjoy it, if you think it's funny, or if you think it's worth sharing. And then, this is the thing, though. This is what excites me the most.
Give it to me.
We're going to be doing some more Insta-exclusives. Insta-exclusive, baby.
Exclusive, baby.
We're going to do that. One of which we just did. We just filmed, and
we did.
We had the most fun.
It was like I was a kid again.
It really was. We have these yo-yos. I have a Yomega Brain, and Roman has his Yomega Fireball. And we bought these because they were our first yo-yos, and we bought some new ones to test them out, to head down that road of nostalgia, feel like a kid again, and
boy did we.
And it was actually really, really fun.
It was a good time.
It took us way back, and the only place you can find that is on Instagram because it's an Insta exclusive.
And to wrap up this promo moment, if you do love the podcast,
did you just call it a promo moment?
To wrap up this promo moment, head over to Apple Podcasts, subscribe, and leave a 5-star review for us. That would be amazing.
It would.
Okay, and write your honest, pure thoughts.
As long as they're nice.
As long as they're positive and glowing and extraordinarily complimentary.
Wow.
Yeah.
We just want you to be honest.
But be honest, but temper it a little bit. I mean, you don't be too honest.
Yeah.
If we've rubbed you the wrong way in any way, I'm sorry.
Yeah, forgive us. For real. Forgive us.
Just forgive and forget.
Please.
Right? For that one time that I said something that
it was
you
one
disagreed
time.
with.
It was one time. Please.
I'm a person. I'm just a person.
You are.
You know what I mean? I make mistakes.
You're not like two people.
I'm not afraid to admit it.
You're not a Superman. Anyway, this got weird.
Today we're talking about not neutral.
Ooh.
Not neutral. And I don't know if you're like me, you see that title and you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It means you have strong opinions. You're not neutral about a specific topic or a specific thing.
Because there are definitely things that some people get up in arms about that I don't really care.
That's right.
There's probably
things
more.
that you are neutral about.
That would be the words. What do you have some?
I thought of one thing that I am neutral about. Sometimes we like to go the opposite at the beginning of the pod. You know, just like we might go a little negative because let's be honest, it's fun to go negative.
Yeah, I'm going. It's more fun. We get to rant a little bit.
One thing I am neutral about that most people are very into is sports. Men specifically, a lot of men that in circles that I'm in.
Wow.
Into sports.
Yeah.
Love watching sports, and I don't have the faintest idea or interest, to be honest.
See, I would go as far to say that probably should have made my top 5 list of things that I'm not neutral about because I think they're a big old waste of time.
Oh man, you're gonna get some heat about that comment.
Give me that heat, just please.
Okay, I'll make the argument for sports. Okay,
pro sports.
It's a time to escape. It's time to unwind.
Yeah,
people are stressed in their everyday lives. This is why we started this podcast. Because there's a lot of nonsense in the world.
There is.
People need an outlet to escape the nonsense, laugh,
Yeah.
have fun.
Yeah.
That's what sports is for people. So I mean, I get
Escaping
it.
the nonsense.
I get it, and you're
that life
rooting.
brings, yeah.
You're rooting for your team. You call them your team.
So this is where I guess sports in general, go for it, because I actually, from time to time, love a good game of tennis. I love watching tennis. That's the only sport that I actually will enjoy watching, which is it's the weirdest thing, but I do really enjoy it.
Who's your favorite player?
It was Roger Federer. I'm pretty sure he just retired, so I'm kind of done with tennis.
I don't know, because I'm neutral about sports.
Right, exactly. But the thing that gets me is not just like people who are like, yeah, I got my team, I have that information, but the people that like, they know it all. They know about all of it, and a lot of them are really close friends of mine. I'm not saying you're wasting all your time.
You're wasting your life.
I just don't understand how you like. How do you have the mental space for all that? I don't know.
Some people have.
Feels like it would have to be all that you thought about.
It's like I think it's a hobby. It's like a hobby, any other hobby. You're really into something.
I don't have any of those.
I have bread as my current hobby.
I can't even think of anything that I have. That's
I'm
hobby.
into finding out what the right temperature of the dough should be.
You're right.
I'm in deep.
You're right. Okay.
These
fine.
people like they. But I will say
you have swayed me from not neutral back to neutral.
Okay.
You're right. You're right. I was wrong.
I'll occasionally at my gym where I go.
Yep.
Try to stay fit. Mm-hmm. In the locker room, the guys' locker room.
That's where you're working out.
I just stay in there mostly.
Yeah.
Hit the sauna and leave. Just go in there, sweat it out. No, but there's my workout facility is attached to a hospital.
Yeah. Just in case you go way too hard in the workout.
And it's owned by a hospital.
Uh-huh.
And it's for whatever reason the clientele there are pretty elderly.
That's probably why it's attached to the hospital.
Like 80% of the people there are over 65.
Do you think that said hospital knew what they were doing and a lot of elderly people were going to get injured? That's why they put it there?
Maybe.
It's a money grub.
It's a money grub.
Oh, you need a new hip now.
Just wheel you over to the operating room. We'll do it today.
That's why all the benches have wheels on them.
No, so I'm in the locker room.
Sorry, yes.
And pretty much like every other day I'm in there. Mm-hmm. These old guys, they love to chat it up while we're in the. They'll just chat it up in the buff. Okay, they're in the buff, chatting it up, having normal conversations face to face with no clothes on.
Ay, Dios mío.
And they are usually talking about sports. It's mostly about sports.
Yeah.
And every conversation I overhear is the most generic conversation about sports that could possibly be had.
Wow.
And I often wonder, if I were to just jump in here and say sports cliches, could I hang with this conversation? Because it's always like, about the game last night.
They really put the biscuit in the basket on that one.
Oh, you know what? Our QB really had a great game last night.
Don't you think the other team was just? I mean, they were running it
defensively. You know what?
Passing it,
but in the second half, we really picked it up. So it's things like this. They just say random cliches that could apply to any game. They're like, well, what do you think we're going to do next year?
I don't know. It's probably a rebuilding year if you ask me.
Exactly. It's exactly like that.
I don't know. What do you? I mean, like I think more rebuilding. Like you probably have stronger feelings on it. I mean, it's your team.
I promise you, I could do just fine if I just jumped in.
Oh, I could.
You know what I mean?
I've done it. I have done it several times. I hate when people feel awkward. It is so uncomfortable for them, and I feel their uncomfortability. And one of the things that I hate so much is when someone like starts to talk to you about sports. If you are like, I'm not really into sports, they get all clammy.
Yeah, you shut them down.
That's like, for a lot of people, honestly, that's one of the only things that they have to talk about. And like, you just take it from them and they're like, okay.
I'll just go back.
I should just go. I'm just gonna drive back home, and this is your house. So
anyway, you just go with it.
Sometimes,
yeah.
Sometimes I do, and actually,
so
recently,
you just lie to people.
Sometimes,
100%.
I don't want them to feel uncomfortable. I just let them talk about sports and just interject every once in a while. Hang in there, like you said.
You're just saying things like defense.
In the case of this last Winter Olympics, I actually got into Is that curling?
The curling.
Curling. I actually
Okay.
started watching it because they were talking about it so much, and I was like, "That sounds funny." And our men's U.S. team was just a group of dads, is what it felt like.
Yeah, I often have wondered. Do people full time curling? Like, is there a full time
These
job?
guys-
I mean, even if you're an Olympian, a full time Olympian curler, you probably are like an accountant on the side.
You should go look up our men's U.S. Olympic curling team, because they really do feel like just a bunch of dads who tried to escape, the wife and kids for a couple weekends, and all of a sudden it's the Olympics.
Now they're the Olympics.
And they're like, one guy is just like, he's got a sweet mane, big old mustache, and is just wearing like Jordans and like a sweatshirt, and he's like the best they have.
He's
It's
probably
incredible.
like a freelance project manager.
Probably.
He does curling on the side.
I don't understand it, but like, just it's really fun to watch them. Like, they'll like take 2 steps and then just like slide on 1 foot all the way, like 50 yards back to the other side.
Yeah, what is up with that sport?
Oh, it's the best sport. It actually, that kind of sport
like
is one that I would watch.
Is it
It's
like an
funny.
ancient sport? Does it go back to like?
Maybe I like sports.
Does it go back to like Athens when the lake freezes over? They go out there with their rocks and just try and who? I could see that being a thing.
It's
you know what I mean?
So it's weird that they use like the friction of the little broom to steer it,
steer the stone
by warming up the ice so that it gets a little melty.
Curling has to be like 1,000 years old. Has to be.
I mean, yeah.
Somebody look it up and leave a comment.
Yeah, please leave us a comment. Send us a message, because I got to know, and I refuse to goog. No googly.
No googly on this
No
podcast.
googly, please.
We always going off the dome.
Yes.
Well, we're talking about things that we're not neutral about. Okay.
But I never said my things that I was neutral about.
Give me one that you're neutral about.
So one of the things that a lot of people are very not neutral about, I love Harry Potter. Just first off, that's something I'm not neutral about.
Is there some Harry Potter paraphernalia back here?
There's some board games, but I don't know if paraphernalia. All my Harry Potter paraphernalia is over there.
He has a robe.
I do.
And more than one, don't you?
I have a robe and a wizard's hat.
Did you get more than one
scarf.
robe?
No, my wife has a robe. I have a robe. That's right.
And a wand?
That's right, nerds. I got a wife who loves Harry Potter. Anyway, sorry about back there.
What house are you in?
Hufflepuff, my guy.
You're Huffpuff?
Yeah, that's right. And I called you my guy. I know how much you hate it.
Yeah, you've been doing this thing lately where he says "my guy."
Fine,
when you
my
ever see him in person, call him
my
out.
man. Yeah, Huffpuff.
Better.
Hufflepuff is my house, and I could talk forever on that. That's not what I'm here to do.
I'm a classic Gryffindor.
Took
the test.
Seeker on the Quidditch team. Parks and Rec, I think.
Yeah. All of Cameron's jokes are from TV shows.
I love TV shows. That's something I'm not nooch about. Anyway, but specifically the movies. In the first 2 movies, there's the Dumbledore that's there, and that guy died.
He dies
in real life.
Yeah, you got to. You could go 2 ways. They could replace him with the CGI character, or they could recast.
But they've got like 6 movies left.
Like, do we really want to animate Dumbledore for
5
15
more films?
hours?
Yeah, whatever. And so they got this guy named Michael Gambon to play Dumbledore, and for many, he's like their favorite. He's like, this is Dumbledore. But to people who have read the books,
Purists.
yes, the purists, I being one of them as well. I love the books. Most people are just like, Michael Gambon he ruined Dumbledore. They hate it so much.
Ruined it.
And honestly, I don't care. I think he did a good job on the movie version.
I think he's fine too.
He is not the Dumbledore from the books. He is very far from it. He's a little more cold towards Harry Potter. He's not very loving or kind. But honestly, I think he did a great job for the movies. I'm neutral. I'm like, yeah, you can, you think whatever you're gonna. Poor Gambon gets a bad rap.
Was he the guy that said he didn't read them?
Probably.
Or no. Was that Gandalf? Was it the dude that played Gandalf that said he didn't read them?
I think it was Michael Gambon.
Okay.
I really do.
Fact check me. Somebody look it up.
It sounds like you're right. And then the other neutral thing that I am abundantly neutral about is orange juice, pulpless or pulpful.
You don't have any preference.
I don't care if it's got pulp in it. I'll chew it.
Are you an orange juice fan?
I love orange juice. I would normally choose pulpless.
Is that your favorite juice?
I think apple might be my favorite, but I definitely drink orange juice way more.
After church today, my middle child, girl, she said, I asked her what she learned, and she said she learned about Jesus turning water into orange juice.
Sounds like heresy.
it really PG'd that story.
Like abundant. What are they? Veggie Tales?
She was trying to explain it, and I'm like, she said, Jesus, there was a party, and they turned the water into, and I was like, wine? And she said, no, juice. It's like, oh. And she goes, orange juice.
Not even grape juice, guys?
I know. She could be the details. She's only 3, so.
Man, I was 3, and I was like, he turned it into wine, and I don't even know what wine is.
Yeah.
But
well,
anyway.
What was the other thing you're neutral about? Or not?
Juice and Gambon.
Okay. Gambon. Okay.
But we should get into the things we're not neutral about.
Not nooch.
Yeah,
This is not nooch.
It's not nooch.
All right. My first thing, I am not.
You're just jumping in,
I'm
just like
going
that.
right for it.
You don't even have a lead-in story like you always do?
No, I don't think so. I'm going to jump right to my number 5.
Gosh.
And it is this. Ranch dressing. Okay. You've heard of it.
I'm listening.
Many people love it,
Tell me about it.
including me.
Yeah.
Big fan of ranch dressing. As much as I've tried to avoid being a ranch dressing person.
Yes.
In Oklahoma, I'm like, I don't want that stereotype. Everyone thinks people love ranch in the Midwest because we do. And it's good.
It's good ranch.
It's delicious.
Yeah.
But here's my thing I'm not neutral about.
Okay.
Cheap ranch is always way better than expensive, fancy, organic, free-range ranch.
Yeah, Hidden Valley is the best ranch there is.
The more expensive it gets, the more disgusting it becomes.
Too thick.
It has a weird tang.
Yeah.
They try and get too weird with it. Like, I want it to be like just Hidden Valley or like Ken's is the absolute best ranch.
Yeah.
And then when you try and get into these fancy, organic, expensive ones, they get gross.
I'm not eating ranch because I want to be healthy. That's not what this is about.
That must be it.
Yeah.
The cheap ranch has some big unhealthy ingredient in it that tastes delicious.
It's delectable. You put it on your pizza. Is that where your mainstay is for your ranch? On a pizza?
Only if it's bad pizza.
Really?
Yeah, if it's like frozen pizza, I'll do ranch. Right. Or just like kind of cheap pizza. I usually got to church it up with a little bit of ranch. But mine is typically French fries.
Ooh.
I love me some French fries, man. French fries and ranch.
I'll only do ranch on like cheese fries.
I say ranch.
So like even more unhealthy.
I say there's some more milk products on these fries.
I want to be stopped up for a month.
I think ranch is better than ketchup for French fries. Far superior. I don't even like ketchup.
I think it depends on the fries. I do think good fries don't need a condiment, just by the by.
I disagree. I think they can always be improved with a dipping sauce.
No.
What's good fries to you? Like fast food fries?
Yeah. I would say like Whataburger has really good fries.
Just dry? Just eat fries dry?
Sometimes they're too salty.
Are you like certifiably insane?
Shake Shack? I'll dip it in the shake. But
hold on a second.
It doesn't
You'll
need
dip the fries in the shake?
Have you not heard of this?
No, I mean, I've heard of it, but it's.
Have you heard of this?
It sounds disgusting.
Depends on the shake.
Make the case for me to dip fries in a shake.
It takes you right back to being a kid again, because when you don't see adults do this anymore. Adults put shame in front of deliciousness.
They have self-respect.
They have self-respect, and I'm sitting there at a Shake Shack like, no. Yeah, and so I don't know. I don't have like a case for it. I just think the cold shake and the hot fries together create a little tornado of deliciousness.
I think everybody has a line. That's my line. I don't think I would dip fries in a shake.
Why? You've got chocolate on your notes.
You're telling me I dropped a part of a cookie?
Chocolate smudge on your
my
note.
yellow notepad, and it's literally just so big.
It's such a large smudge of chocolate.
I made it so much worse trying to smudge it off.
It's so bad. Okay, so that's your number 5. Yeah.
Yeah, I think cheap ranch beats fancy ranch all day long, taste-wise.
Have you gone full, Southerner and asked to squeeze right past someone so you can grab the ranch?
Let me just squeeze past you and grab the ranch right there. Excuse me, I'm just going to squeeze up. I'm just going to squeeze right past you and get that ranch. Could you pass me the Hidden Valley, please? Pass me the ranch, please. Whoop.
So that sound is like just whoop. It's not excuse me, it's not oh I'm sorry, it's whoop whoop.
I'm just trying to squeeze past you, grab the ranch.
This character. He's so nasally. He's just, because of all the ranch that he eats.
Let me just squeeze right on past you. Pass me the ranch.
Does he talk like that?
Okay. What's your number 5?
My number 5. Still along the food. The food and drink.
You have a lot of food ones, just FYI. For some reason, I just have strong feelings about food.
I'm pretty sure I have 3 out of my 5 are food related. But seasonal food and or bevs.
Seasonal food
beverages,
and
to be
beverages.
clear.
Okay.
So if I hear one more time that the McRib is back, don't take it away. People love the McRib. I don't. But it just makes me, it's like if something that you have, people love it, why would you keep taking it away?
They're trying to create that supply and demand, they want people clamoring for that McRib.
One of these things that kind of happened, and I don't know if it was seasonal or what it was, but Coca-Cola, big soda.
Yep.
They did
Vanilla Coke.
Not just because Vanilla Coke's not seasonal anymore, or I don't know if it ever was, but they did like peach Coke. They did like a raspberry Coke. They did all these like delicious, and the peach Coke was like the best one.
Peach Coke?
In a glass bottle.
Peach Coke? That does not sound good.
Sorry about back there.
I just don't think that sounds very good.
I didn't either.
It's probably a lot of people thought like me, and so nobody bought it.
I didn't either, but it was really good. And then like you get into Christmas and like all the peppermint stuff. What if I want peppermint year round? I understand.
It's marketing 101, Cameron. You got to make people froth at the mouth for your product.
But the McRib, Roman, that's not something people are frothing for.
You give it to them, and then you take it away. McDonald's giveth, and McDonald's taketh away.
I guess you're right.
Plus, they need something to be able to like get excited about once in a while. They'd be like,
Lose
the
your
McRib
mind!
is back!
Lose your mind!
The McRib!
The McRib is back!
Get fat!
Oh, my.
I've never had a McRib.
Me neither.
Is it a pulled pork?
I just said me neither.
Is it a pulled pork sandwich?
Yeah, surely it's not sandwich with bones on it. What do you think it's gonna
McRib would be ribs, right? It would be
It'd
made
have
from
to be.
ribs?
Yeah, it'd have to be like
pork ribs?
Are there other
Should
kinds of
we
ribs?
get McRibs and try them on the show?
I have a confession to make. I had McDonald's today.
What?
It was like the first time in a very, very long time.
Cameron, it's only January, middle of January. You already giving McDonald's?
It's true.
You were just telling me about your resolution to not eat McDonald's.
That was not a thing. So here's what happened. I thought we were recording closer to 1 o'clock is the time that we were that I was planning on recording.
Specifics.
And I was like, I was leaving the church. I was like, I don't have time. I've got to go pick up my son, drop him off at the other grandparents'
You're rushing.
house.
Meanwhile, I'm just chilling.
Roman texts me and says like, hey, it's actually going to be 2 hours from now. And I'm sitting there.
Our coordination
I'm sitting there with a double quarter pounder with cheese like, why am I doing this to myself? What a mistake. I don't feel good. I don't feel good about it.
No, you never feel good after McDonald's.
I feel worse.
Unless you eat a salad.
I feel worse for McDonald's. Gross.
People do that.
That's weird.
People eat salads from places.
I feel worse being hungry going into recording something. I just feel like I'm not the same human.
Yeah.
But now I just feel like I had a double quarter pounder with cheese. And some fries without ketchup, just by the way.
Yeah. Any other seasonal things that drive you crazy?
I think to me, it's just, I think it's really weird. I don't like we have it for now. Like Starbucks has a bunch of drinks that
they're trying to create the urgency, Cameron.
I understand.
They're trying to create the limited time only, LTO. That's what they say in the biz. Limited time.
Oh, that makes sense. I don't know. I think it's one of those things that I don't think if you have a really great selling thing that you should take it away from us.
Yeah.
We want it. Or just at least give us a different name, but name.
The customer's always right, guys.
Yeah, that's well, listen to me.
My
All right,
next,
sorry, what's your next one?
Yeah, my next one is I will say it's pet peeve adjacent. We did a pet peeve episode.
It's true.
It was downloaded millions of times, more than any show has ever been made.
It's how our fame and stardom
We shot to the top of the charts with that episode. Everyone loves it. If you haven't heard it, go back and listen to it.
Yeah, you're missing out. You're missing out.
This is more or less just a pet peeve, I realize now.
But
that's
embarrassing.
It's when someone tries to show a video at a group's gathering on a phone and forces you to watch like the whole thing. Like here's a 3-minute video. Check this out. You can barely hear it.
There's got to be a time. There's got to be a time cap on that.
They open the YouTube. They play it. There's an ad. You sit through the 30-second ad.
They make the classic joke. This isn't the video.
It's not this.
This is not the. And then they're waiting.
If they're gonna be going out showing videos, get the premium subscription, okay, so you can skip the ads.
Have YouTube. Is it still YouTube Red? Is that
This
what
is
it's
not
called?
sponsored. This is not sponsored by them. We're not gonna even say the name.
I just think I was curious.
Anyway, you're at a party or a party or gathering or wherever, church, in a group setting, and they're like, just check out this video, and then watch it, and it's like a 3-minute video, and you can barely hear it, and you're like, am I supposed to just stand? They're trying to cup
thing,
trying to cup the end, and you're
and then at a certain point, sometimes they're like this, and you're like, I'm not watching anything anymore.
You're just listening to the
then
video.
You gotta hear that. Sorry, tap 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 tap. Listen for it. Oh, yep.
And then at this point, I'm like very self-aware of the situation. I'm like having an out-of-body experience. I'm like, I can't even pay attention to the video because everybody, like, I'm supposed to just watch this thing for 4 minutes and then comment at the end. And sometimes they'll be, while I'm watching, the person showing me will be having a side conversation with somebody else while I'm watching. This has happened to me.
This is a pet peeve. This is not a not neutral thing.
Maybe... I should have thought this through because I don't think anyone is neutral about this or has any feelings about it at all.
It's not like a neutral.
This is more just a pet peeve. The rest of mine are better.
I think based on this conversation, most of mine might be pet peeves. Pet peeves 2.0.
Pet peeves 2.0. Rebranded to not neutral.
To not neutral. Yeah, I if I'm gonna show a video to people in a group setting, it can't be loud in there. It has to be a short video. And then if it does start dragging, even if it's like beam it to the big screen kind of situation, I'll cut it off halfway and be like, it's just more of that. It's just basically a little bit more of that. And I'll just put it away. And nobody ever is like, no, I want to finish it. That's how you know. It was a pretty.
I think our Q bro Justin is the number one offender on this. He does this a lot.
Yeah.
One time we were at a family gathering. If you're listening, Justin, and I think he was trying to show a video of a squirrel, of a person catching a squirrel doing like an obstacle course.
Oh man!
And he pulls it up, and it's like a 20-minute video. Everyone is gathered.
Man.
The whole family is gathered around the
and that
iPhone
family is quite close.
watching
And I
a
think
20-minute video.
What's crazy is that family, your family, I think, would actually stand there for the full 20 minutes.
I think I had to cut it off. I don't think he knew it was a 20-minute video when he was going into it.
Sorry, I'll be right. Nothing on there. Yeah.
So anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
Your next one.
My number 4. And this one, I guess this one is like a pet peeve. Darn it. It's spelling words wrong on purpose for alliteration's sake. Or is that alliteration? Or like to be more fun. Like I think I see, a lot of kids' haircut places do this. I see a lot of churches just spell kids with a Z because they think it's so much more zany and cool. It's like spelling a word wrong is never fun. And if
really
it
hard.
is, you're bad at having fun.
Yeah.
To me, it's just like, why did you need to spell that wrong on purpose? Just, I understand maybe for like product's sake to where it's more like you could find it better.
Or like you have to like differentiate it. Yeah, I see that.
But just like as you're naming a place, just spelling one of the words wrong.
Yeah. Don't do it.
Don't do it. It's not necessary. You just spell it right, or if it's not a good name without you spelling the word wrong, probably just pick a better name because most people are saying it.
Speaking of terrible names of places, my least favorite name of a place is in Jinx.
Tell me about
in
it.
Oklahoma. I think it's there. It's an ice cream place called Sugar Booger. Who's one? I'm sorry if you own this place. I just think maybe they might hear this. It's a horrible name for an ice cream or treat place. Boogers are never synonymous with something you want to eat.
Ooh. Well, I mean, if you're a kid, maybe.
I guess, but still, it's just gross.
That's nothing.
It's gross.
That's nothing. There's a.
Did you hear me?
It's gross.
Gross
yes,
with
it's two syllables.
With 2 syllables.
That liquor store in Tulsa. Do you know the one I'm talking about?
No.
Forgive me everyone forgive me for this. But the name of the liquor store is called Bunghole Liquor.
What?
At least there used to be when I was in high school, and I thought it was the funniest thing when I was in high school. There was a liquor store, and I don't even remember where it's at now, but it was in Tulsa.
Cameron loves liquor stores.
I was always frequenting the liquor stores. Never drank in my life, but there was one. I drove by it, and it was called Bunghole Liquor. And it took me a bit to be like, no,
that's really gross.
Please.
Yeah, because of the. Okay, yeah, forgive him. Okay, moving on. My number 3.
Yes.
Can we cool it with the healthy ice creams?
Yeah, it is really all food, isn't it?
Can we just stop with all of the healthy ice creams with the keto and the nut milk ice creams?
Yeah.
Make ice cream again.
Yeah.
It's made with milk, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Ice cream is supposed to be a treat. It doesn't need to be something that's healthy.
This is true.
I go to the section at the store with all the ice creams in the freezer section. I can't even hardly find normal ice cream anymore.
Yeah.
It's all keto and like Halo
Tops.
nut milk ice creams.
Yeah.
What is going on in the world? Do
Well-
people eat? Do they feel? Is it because they feel better about eating ice cream when it's like
Here's
made
my
with a
thing.
different kind of milk?
Here's my thing. Just feel bad. Just feel bad about yourself. Just eat your ice cream and own it.
That's right.
one
Normal
of-
ice cream's always better.
One of the lowest points in my life, and I might have talked about this on the podcast before, but one of my lowest points in my life, I had just got a big old bowl of ice cream. And I went and sat down in the living room and turned on the TV, and I watched The Biggest Loser while eating a big old bowl of ice cream.
And you're like,
And you know what?
Time for a change.
I looked at myself, I looked at the ice cream, I looked at the show, and I was like, I really still want this ice cream. It was Brahms peanut butter cup, probably.
so good.
So good. Not sponsored, unless you wanna. But yeah, that just eat your ice cream.
It doesn't have to be like. You don't have to think it's healthy. It's ice cream.
How much are people eating ice cream that it's really affecting their health? That much? I mean, probably a
people
lot.
Eat a lot of ice cream.
To where, like, if you're,
it's so delicious.
I eat so much ice cream. I eat it like at least twice a day. I should probably get Halo Top. But what's
just
annoying?
Indulge for a minute.
What's annoying with that? I think if you do like a little bit of ice cream every now and then, you're probably gonna be okay. I don't know. I'm no picture of health. But it just seems odd to me.
It was just I was struck the other day when because occasionally I'll get a pint, and I like
that's what most people mean when they're like, I'm gonna go grab a pint
of ice cream.
Yes.
And literally more than half of the ice, I think more than not, it was nut milks and ketos and vegan ice creams. Like,
well, the problem with those is you have to leave them out for a certain amount of time after you get them out of the Halo Top, at least.
Never had
Put it in the freezer. You have to leave it out for like an hour and then open it up and eat it pretty quickly because it deteriorates after.
Well,
the
you
fact.
have to pull it out of the freezer and let it warm up for an hour.
Not an hour, but I think
is
it's
it
like
just
20
too
minutes.
hard?
Oh yeah, it's like chipping away at a popsicle. It's weird.
Yeah,
it's not good. In my opinion, I'd much rather take me to Brahms, take me to Andy's Frocust. That's the place.
Andy's.
That's the place. Right
if you're ever in the Midwest,
oh, it's so good.
Get you some Andy's.
My next not neutral food topic is, and this is important.
I'm ready.
And I'm not. I guess not so sure if there is people that are not neutral about this. Maybe people are just like on their side and they don't want to see the other side's point of view.
I have no context for what you're saying because you haven't said it.
You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean?
I'm having trouble following.
Do you understand what I mean? Though, cereal then milk, not the other way around. I'm not neutral about this.
Yeah, I think very few people actually do milk first. Do people do
There
this?
are tons of people. I think our
Why
sister does milk
on
first.
earth would you do milk first?
Kylie just asked me the other day because she was getting me a bowl of cereal. Take that.
Who are you? Wait, what?
We were playing a game. We all wanted cereal. I was upstairs. She went downstairs to get cereal for the table. And she goes, milk first or milk first or cereal first? And I was almost offended that she had to ask. Because I was just like, cereal first. There's no milk. Like, it just seems so
you're gonna put too much milk and then your cereal's gonna
and then your cereal just floats on top. It doesn't make sense to my brain.
I feel like people don't do this.
Fill the bowl.
I feel like you're saying something that people don't do.
No, it's a very normal, it's a thing. Half the world probably.
You do almond milk? Are you one of those people?
I do almond milk. I don't really like.
I believe in real milk.
I believe that real milk makes you snotty and gross.
I don't think
fires up the mucus
not
membranes
everybody,
and makes some people tooty, and it makes me uncomfortable.
If you're lactose intolerant, I suppose.
I know a few.
But here's my argument for real milk. Okay, rake me over the coals in the comments.
Hey, everybody!
This is a hot. People get all upset about milk.
Woo!
People get upset about milk.
I just actually don't like. Just before you get into this, these days, I used to be pretty yeah, milk is just the worst for you, and I still don't think it's great.
Milk really.
But
there was a smear campaign against milk.
Yeah, Big Milk was like, what gives?
They had a heyday in the '90s with the Got Milk campaign.
Heyday because of cows.
Yeah, exactly. And then old Big Almond came around and was like, we can make better milk.
Yeah,
just milk these almonds.
Yeah, it's great. Our milk is nuts. Do you get it?
That's good.
Our milk is nuts.
Did they say that on their campaign?
I just came up with that.
Oh my gosh.
I should have been writing nut milk campaigns.
Surely they've said that.
Our milk is nuts.
That had to have been on a nut milk campaign.
Oh man. I want to look it up. I want to googly.
It probably is.
Oh, sorry.
But that's really funny.
I think
here's my argument.
If it's not a campaign, that's a Tish idea right there. That is a Tish merch idea.
All right. Well, we'll put it on the queue for the Tish merch ideas. Okay, so regardless of what your feelings about milk are and ingesting milk, because I've heard it all. It's made for a baby cow. You're not a baby cow. Are you a calf? No, you're a human being. We gotta
get on to your thing. A human being.
Number one argument is that's delicious and way better than other milks. Real milk, I mean. Number two, I don't even know if I should go here because people get so upset about milk.
Before you move off number one, here's one of the reasons I don't really like regular milk to drink anymore. Every time I drink regular milk, I'm just like,
you're having the wrong milk, man.
2%?
You're having the wrong milk, man. You got to get a better milk, man.
I have it wrong.
Yeah, 2% is the wrong milk.
They bring it right to your house.
2% is not milk.
I don't know.
No, milk. Whole milk is milk.
I understand that whole milk is milk, and I think whole milk is worse than milk. I've said milk far too many times.
Milk.
Milky.
Dude, everyone gets up in arms about their milk.
All right.
Their milk preferences.
Hit me with number two, my guy.
Okay.
Hit me with milk fact number two.
Nut milk is far more processed than cow's milk. Cow's milk, out of the udder, into the out of the udder, into the canister, into the jar. They probably do pasteurization. They do the pasteurize.
Have you ever seen them milk cows?
Into a bucket, into your home, basically. Nut milks, there's all kinds of additives, and they got to do all kinds of processing, and they got to grind them up and do all the things. I'm typically less processing, the better. Real milk has a lot of protein, good for the muscles. But shout me down, you know what I mean? Tell me your feelings about milk.
If Roman had it his way, he'd hop right under that cow and just baby cow the milk.
It'd be great to have a cow. It'd be hard to unmilk it every day, I guess. But
do you have to do it every day?
Oh yeah, sometimes twice a day.
That sounds terrible.
If you got a productive udder.
Maybe you could just hire a butler to go milk the cow.
You mean a
milkmaid?
A farmer. A milkmaid. That's what milkmaids are for.
Is the milkmaid married to the milkman?
I don't know, but that's my feelings about milk. And if you hate milk, I'd love to hear why, you know?
But back to what we were originally saying, though, cereal first, then almond milk.
Yeah, but I guess I feel like nobody does that. But maybe you.
It is a thing. Hey, if you're one of those people that does it, please reach out, because I can't. I need to prove them wrong.
Okay, my number 2.
I think yes, I have 2 more.
Please, people, this is a
Ooh.
public service announcement from me.
Tell them.
Be consistent with your light bulb temperatures. Okay, I have very strong feelings about this.
This is a pet peeve.
It is.
Nobody's not neutral about light bulb temperatures.
There are people, they don't even notice. They'll put they'll put a daylight bulb and a soft white bulb in the same fixture.
That is pretty rough.
And it blows my mind how uncomfortable it makes me.
Yeah, that is one of my pet peeves as well.
It really just bums me out. I'll ask this. Does anybody really want daylight bulbs in their house? Do people like this? Do people prefer it to, like, when they turn on the lights at night, to be looking like daylight? Blue bulbs?
I just assumed everyone wanted that tungsten, that
soft
that
white,
warm
white.
Yeah.
You want it to be warm.
Yeah.
But regardless, pick a lane and stay in the lane. If you're going all daylight, go all daylight. Do your thing. I think it looks like a hospital and looks super like cold and distant.
But
if that's go all in.
But don't your eyes adjust to it if you have all of one type either way?
I don't think so.
Weren't your eyes meant to adjust to these things?
I stayed at an Airbnb, okay? A cabin. It was a nice, relaxing cabin in the woods.
With all daylight bulbs?
These psychopaths had different colors in each one. And we're in there at night. We turn on the lights and we're like, it's like this feels like a horror house to me.
A very well lit horror house.
Yes. I'm like, should we leave a review so other people, like, this probably would have been a deal breaker.
What
for
a
me.
weird review to read. 4 stars, would have been 5, but their light bulb temperatures were different.
Just get the same color bulbs and stick with it. Preferably soft white.
Yes. Well, I think the first step to fixing this problem is just knowledge. Just knowing that there is the difference of soft white.
For
and
lack of
daylight
knowledge,
bulbs.
the people perish.
Oh, did you just make that up?
I think so.
Wow.
I think I actually combined a few things from the scriptures together to make
From
that new
the sacred
thing.
text of light bulbs. But knowing that there is daylight bulbs, and those are going to be more blue light.
That's right.
Much
A little
bluer.
educational moment.
And then you've got your soft whites and your warm lighting.
Yeah. Look, just go in the light bulb aisle and look at their little like display, and it tells you the difference. It tells you like the color
Most people are
difference.
just like, we need light bulbs. All right, I'll go pick up some light bulbs. And then I guess these days probably people are like doing a Walmart or a not Reese's, I suppose, but like a Target pickup order, and the person in there just picks the light bulbs.
Oh man, you don't rely on that person.
Go inside to get your own light bulbs at this point, guys.
You remember when like I'm sure there's still a thing, but there was a while there where the LED light bulbs that change colors,
Oh,
everyone was all into those.
Like the different hues.
Yeah, they can I can choose this room to look like a horror house and
Who-
make it all red, blood red.
This one's blood red. This room's blood red.
What?
It's the nursery.
I remember a guy, Philip, if you're watching. This is my experience with these. He goes, yeah, put these light bulbs in the baby room, and I. He goes, and I took a picture of, it was like a flower or something, and I color matched them to this flower that was a really nice shade of pink or something. And so the room was the same shade as like a flower.
That's what paint is for.
Yeah, I never got those bulbs.
I don't get it.
It seemed very expensive.
It does seem
It's like $80 for a bulb.
I think it would be nice to have like, I don't know, if this is the reason, like the smart lights to where, you get your clap on, clap off, the clapper kind of things.
Yeah. The smart house.
Smart house, like I guess if that's what you're going for, you kind of have to.
Yeah. My
And then you
neighbor
just pick a temperature.
told me, if you're watching this, neighbor, he goes, he spent a good amount of time and he's got a big house.
Yeah.
Convert every single light bulb and light switch to be able to be smart controlled. And he made an interesting argument. He goes, if I have to walk through my house every night for 5 minutes, turn off all the lights, that time adds up.
What a terrible argument.
I can spend X amount of dollars save all that time, and I can just set it to automatically turn off at whatever time or to the command of my voice.
That's a terrible argument. That is such a bad argument.
Hey,
you're
think
going to be walking anyway.
You think that next time you're walking around and turn off lights, think, I could have spent $20,000 and this problem would go away.
Most of the time when I leave a room, I just turn off the lights anyway.
You know?
Got a lot of windows in this house.
There's an argument to be made. That's all I'm saying.
I think the cool thing about that, the whole smart house thing, is say I'm gone, I can still turn on and off the lights from anywhere.
It's a big selling point.
And people think I'm home because the lights keep turning on and off.
Like, we probably shouldn't rob this place. Someone's
doing
home.
a strobe light up there.
There's definitely someone in there.
Yeah, I mean, the lights are turning on and off. But also, the rest of the smart house, like, you can keep your house temperature at like a much colder, like in the middle of the summer, it can be, you can keep it hot. But when
you talking
get
smart
home,
thermostats now?
I'm talking smart thermostats. I'm talking smart everything, man.
Fully
you got
connected.
Your lights. You don't want them on all the time. Turn them off via the cell phone when you leave the house. Whenever you're on your way home, turn the lights on, I suppose, and make it a little bit toastier for yourself in the middle of the winter.
I like to stay a little analog. I don't like everything so connected.
Firelight? Torchlight?
Yeah, man. Candles. Just
Tiny
warming
torches?
myself by a candle.
That's that. You're talking thermostat
for heat source.
You weren't
just a
talking
bunch of
light.
candles.
Oh wow.
No, I kind of just if you're always having to upgrade things and like update things, and your light switch needs a firmware update.
I see that. I see that. The old light switch firmware.
Just a switch, man.
Yeah, that's pretty rough. That would be bad, having to update your house.
Long story short, get the right light bulbs, guys.
Yeah, that's good. My number 2, and this, some people are totally neutral about this. Some people are okay with this. Mm-hmm. Picture this with me. Walk with me, Roman. You're in your favorite restaurant. Tell me the name of your favorite restaurant.
Fuji's
Sushi?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm there.
You're at Fuji Sushi.
Oh, then with my wife.
And
she looks
this
beautiful.
is before you got more healthy and you're like, you still drink like soda products and stuff.
Okay. Dr. Pepper, I'll have 2, please.
Yeah. Okay. And the waitress or waiter, because anybody can be waiting on
She's
people.
really nice, the waitress.
She seems delightful.
At first, I thought she wasn't very nice for the first 6 months, and then I kind of warmed up to her. And now she knows our order.
Again, it's not super important for the story, but
all right.
So you say Dr. Pepper 2, please, and she says, "Is Pib Extra okay?" Mm-hmm. Or you say, "I'll have a Coke,"
and she says, "Is Pepsi all right?"
Okay? Pepsi is not okay. Pepsi is not a substitute for Coke ever. Just by the way, if I say, "Can I have a Coke?" you just say, "No, you may not." You don't say, "Is Pepsi okay?" They're 2 totally different drinks.
But what if when they say, you say, "Can I have a Coke?" and they say, "Yes, we have Pepsi." Like, yes, Pepsi.
They just bring you one?
Just trying to, or they say, "Yes, you can have a Coke. We have Pepsi."
Well, then you're probably in like the north. Is it? Where is it? The Northeast?
I don't know. I'm like, if you don't have Coke by now. You don't have Coke products by now.
Well, I think they're like exclusive. You can't have Coke and Pepsi at a place. You have one or the other.
They're
right?
exclusive? You got to go exclusive?
You
can't have both?
I think so because...
Yeah, contracts.
Yeah, contracts. You know those contracts. But I just think that Pepsi is not the same drink. It's like saying, will a Dr. Mountain Thunder work for...
Mountain Thunder.
Yeah. It's the old
Mountain
Dew.
Lightning.
Mountain Lightning. That's what it is.
That's right.
Dr. Thunder.
Mountain Lightning.
Yeah. Mountain Lightning, Dr. Thunder, and then Pib Extra. Where's Pib Orig?
Where's Mr. Pib Original? Is Pib Extra just...
I think Pib Extra is the only thing they have
We gone
now.
full Pib Extra?
That's why I respect root beers. You got your... You're gonna get Bark somewhere. You're gonna get what is the other one? What is it? It's not Big Dogs, is it?
There's honestly
A&W.
If you said name a root beer brand,
name a root beer brand.
I could only say Barks.
What about
A&W? Because Barks bites.
Is that what it is?
Isn't that the thing?
It's amazing if it's not.
Barks bites. Isn't that?
It's not like BARKS. It's like a Q in there.
I know, but isn't that the slogan? Barks bites. Isn't that from like a commercial?
I don't know, but it should be if it's not.
I'm pretty sure it is.
But yeah,
but I hadn't. It just came to me.
Yeah, but root beers. I mean, they're not a part of some major brand. Like if you have Pepsi, you've also got all these different. It's a trickle down effect. Okay, if you've got Coke,
trickle down economics.
That's exactly what trickle doms. Whatever. If you got Coke, you're gonna have Sprite. You're gonna have like all these different drinks. Same thing with Pepsi, but root beer, you just get the root beer. They don't like Barks doesn't have a bunch of different drinks.
You're kind of losing me with all that. I'm going to be honest. You're losing me with all this Pepsi, Coke, and Barks talk.
Let's just get it back down to the most fundamental.
Pepsi is not Coke.
Pepsi is not Coke. No, it will not do as a substitute. And I'd tell them that.
You say
If I say I'll have a Coke and they say, is Pepsi okay? I'll say, no, it is not.
Well, you're just so rude.
I'll say, no.
You're so rude.
Ma'am,
the waiter is
madam,
working. It's working they're working 3 extra shifts just to make ends meet, and you're here just throwing it back in their face. It's a single. She's a single mom.
A single mom who works too hard. 2 jobs.
I don't know what
Who
you're
loves
singing.
her kids and never stops. Reba? No?
Is that what it is?
With gentle hands in the heart of a fighter.
I honestly don't know
I'm
what you're
a
singing. Oh, maybe that is Reba.
The Reba.
Was it the theme song to Reba? Is that what you were just singing?
I think so. I don't know how I got there.
You remember the words so well.
I loved Reba, man. That was a good show. I got like all hot and sweaty. I got like nervous as I started singing that because I was like, I don't actually know if I know any of these words.
You really landed the plane.
But it's, yeah.
Reba McEntire. What a career. We should do a whole episode dedicated to Reba McEntire.
Favorite Reba McEntire moments. Tune in next week.
Single mom that works too hard. Who loves her kids and never stops. We watched that. Why did we watch that show
Is it
so
a single
much?
mom that works too hard or works 2 jobs? Probably jobs.
I think hard.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
I said hard. I don't know.
Somebody fact check us on the
Why
Reba
did we watch that show?
McEntire theme
Because
song.
it was actually pretty great. It was a really fun show.
TGIF, man.
TGIF.
TGIF.
Anyway.
Talking about some Boy Meets World.
Yes.
Talking about some Reba McEntire.
Tell 'em.
Step by step.
Tell them one more if you can think of
Full friggin' house.
it. Wow.
Man, that was great.
That got real.
Reba was a little bit later.
It was a little
after
bit
the
later.
fact.
Yeah, it was after the hot lineup with Boy Meets World and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to my original
Man, I
statement.
love
Yeah,
Boy Meets
Pepsi is
World.
not Coke. I love seeing how far away we get from
Seeing a mom who works too hard, who loves her kids and never stops.
with the gentle hands and the heart of a fighter.
I'm a survivor. Oh, Reba, we miss you, Reba. She's still around? She's still cranking out the hits?
I don't know if she's cranking out the hits, but I don't think she's died. I think you would hear about it if she had died for sure.
Oh, my goodness.
Country
All right.
music legend.
Okay. Favorite country song of all time?
I got the rice cooking in the microwave. That's that one.
No. Which one is that?
What is it? I sing it as a joke all the time. Oh shoot, I don't listen to country music like at all. I actually
That's
really
why it's
don't
fun
like
to
it.
ask what your favorite country song
I
is.
really don't like it, but that one is. It makes me laugh. I got a 3-day beard I need to shave.
Yeah, I don't know
Dang
that
it.
one. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh yeah. That's the. It's a great day to be alive. I know the sun's still shining when I close my eyes. There's a hard times in the neighborhood. Why can every day be just this good?
That was good.
Yeah. What about you?
I should have been a cowboy.
What is that?
I should have learned to rope and ride. You know that
I
song?
don't know that song.
Oh man, it's so good. Takes me there.
I thought you were going to
It's
keep going.
literally
Yeah.
called "Should Have Been a Cowboy," and it's by Toby Keith, and it's the best country song of all time, written in the '90s.
I don't
It's
know
not the
if-
best country song of all time. It's the best country song written in the '90s.
between 96 and 98.
But this is because I'm coming from not a country fan. I just really like
Well,
that
yeah,
song.
if I would, if most people would consider John Denver country, then I would actually probably say my favorite country song is Much Different.
The song is called "Much Different" by
No,
John Denver.
I just love John Denver.
Much different.
It's just different from that joke song because I don't really view John Denver as country,
Should've
but
been a
if he
cowboy.
was,
Should have
oh my
learned to
gosh,
rope
we
and
have
ride.
completely derailed.
Wearing my 6-shooter, riding my pony on a cattle drive,
Have you ever?
stealing the young girls' hearts, just like Gene and Roy,
What is happening?
singing those campfire songs.
I thought you were about to touch
I
my
should have
face.
been a cowboy. That's such a great song.
Every once in a while, Lorinda, my wife, will just throw on a couple of just those kind of country songs and just. I don't listen to country, but I will jam on "It's a Great
Little bit of chicken fried.
Cold beer on a Friday night. A pair of jeans that fit just right. In the radio.
Okay. All right. These people are gonna be sick of hearing us sing badly.
Well, they're the ones that tuned into the podcast, so it's on them. I won't apologize.
We miss you, Reba. Come back,
man.
Write another pop hit.
R.I.P. Am I right?
I think I mean, I hope she's not dead because I mean, she's great. My number one, I guess.
Is that? Yeah, I think so.
Moving on to my number one, not neutral thing of all time. The 1990s were just better.
That's true.
The 1990s, in almost every regard, were a better time. And I don't want to be the guy that's just like, back in my day, it was better. It was just, simpler time.
Yeah.
But it was.
It was.
The 90s were a simpler time, man.
You pull out your Tamagotchi and you look at your pet that just died.
Get super bummed out, play with your yo-yo.
Dip a couple of Dunkaroos and chomp on them.
Pop in a VHS of The Lion King.
Oh, and then just sit there while you're playing on your Game Boy and watching The Lion King.
With
Pokemon Blue.
With your sweet bowl cut.
Oh, and Rat Tail, if that applies.
Rocking your Bugle Boy shirt.
Whilst eating bugles, one on each finger like claws.
Man, the 90s were so good.
Doing this with a slinky.
There was less technology. There was no social media.
Oh, man.
I mean, social media is powerful, and I like the internet and stuff, but
it's
more harm than
it's
good.
Kind of ruined.
More harm than good, arguably.
Yeah.
Is
it not even an argument?
Definitely not an
More
argument.
More harm than good.
The internet kind of.
That's why we're out here trying to be a light into this dark internet.
Should have been a cowboy.
No, stop. Oh man,
there was no phones.
Yeah,
there were phones. If you had to go meet somebody somewhere, you just had to agree on a time. You couldn't text them. Where are you? You had to be like, meet me at the whatever spot at this time.
Do you remember when I think it was Adam. It was either Adam or Brandon. They had a pager. I thought that was the coolest thing.
Man,
I think it was Adam. I think he had a pager. And he got a page in my presence once, and I was like, what is this?
Brittany from Union wants to talk to me right now. I don't know. I honestly don't know if you knew a Brittany, Adam, if you're listening.
They went to Union. There were thousands of Brittany's. It's a giant school.
Yeah, the page. And if you're unfamiliar with how a pager works, if you're from the youngster generation.
Or just never had a pager.
The pager had a specific number, and you called the pager, and the pager said the person's name or number, and it's like they need to talk to you, so you went and called them back. So someone's got to call the pager, hang up, and just wait for the call back.
Just hope that they got the page.
Hope they got the page.
It's incredible what technology has done.
Oh my gosh!
Oh man, yeah. Sorry, I just
the 90s.
Jump on this
man.
90s train.
It was the best.
Oh.
The movies were great. The movies, there's no CGI to speak of. I mean, there were early stuff like Jurassic Park, groundbreaking CGI, but it wasn't as pervasive. They did real effects in movies. They were doing real explosions.
They were doing a lot of puppet things as well.
Yeah, real
like the Ninja Turtles, as we have stated. We love the Ninja Turtles.
Big fans.
Live action Ninja Turtles. That was some crazy puppetry that was happening with their faces, and then those guys in the suits. Great martial artists just doing all these jumpy kicks. Yeah. Just going at it.
Every day they got to set and they're like, put on this full turtle suit. They're like, sign me up.
And then when they left, they probably loved it so much they just wore it every day afterwards.
I don't know, but I just know that I just loved the 90s.
What was like one of those 90s things that you just like a trend or a thing that you just loved in the 90s?
I like the Chicago Bulls.
Oh, yeah.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
I mean, that was my thing. I loved basketball.
That was your thing. Yo-yos.
I had a shirt that had all the Looney Tunes in basketball uniforms. on it.
And then later I had that shirt because hand-me-downs.
I think I got it from Colton, our older
I think
brother.
Colton got it from Adam and or Brandon.
Yeah, it was like
Adam, then Brandon, then Colton,
I got
then
the
you.
third generation.
And then
or
I
fourth.
had just like threads hanging on to me by the time.
Dude, we rocked the hand-me-downs.
I love them hand-me-downs.
Thanks, Brandon and Adam.
Yeah, you guys are great.
We always got your cool clothes.
Thanks for the clothes. And by the time they got to me, they were not cool.
Always got your like cool oversized braided belts.
Yeah, and your Jenko jeans.
And your Calvin Klein shirts.
Yeah, that.
Or no, it was Tommy Hilfiger.
Tommy Hilfiger.
I always got your Tommies.
Yeah, that's good. That was good stuff.
Good days.
Yeah, good days. Really good days.
Really good days.
Really
Those were good. Those are the good days.
Those are the really good days. Yeah. One of my favorite really, and I guess it's still popular, and it'll lead into my number one, but it was Pokemon, man. Sorry, Pokemon, man.
The was that really 90s or was that early 2000s?
It was 90s into early 2000s, but it was definitely in the 90s, like 98.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to go look. I remember it being I was like in middle school, so it would have been in the early 2000s.
You're right. This is not a segue.
I didn't say the early 2000s were better. I said the 90s were better.
And I would agree. But I do
probably
remember
thought of Pokemon in the 90s.
I do remember whenever Pokemon came out on that Game Boy, we were playing it. Like, it was like 98, I think.
Pokemon was a little controversial in the Bible Belt we lived in.
Pocket monsters?
Pocket monsters? Are you worshiping these monsters?
Yeah, get these Pokemon cards out of here. They would always call it Pokemon, and I never got that.
Pokemon.
It's just not. It's an O-N.
Yeah, I mean, I was into it. I collected the cards. I played the card game.
My first booster pack. This is crazy, by the way. My first. I feel the deja vu. I feel I've talked about this before, but my first booster pack had a Venusaur in it.
Yep,
which was very rare.
Yes, it was a. What do you call it?
It's a holographic.
No. What's the top level?
Rare.
Is it rare? Is that what you call them? Okay, they're rare.
They were rare, and it was a holographic Venusaur.
Ooh.
And then
one of the big three.
One of the big three.
You got your Venusaur, you got your
Blastoise,
and your Charizard.
Charizard, man.
Freaking Charizard.
Charizard, man. Anyway, and then went over to, I think it was you and Jim Bob, and I traded that Venusaur for a couple of commons and one uncommon, I'm pretty sure.
Really?
Like, 3 cards for one. It's a steal.
Jim Bob really took you for a ride.
Oh, man. Bought it for a song and sold it for a mint.
He texted me the other day and was like, hey, do you still have your Pokemon cards? And I'm like, no. He's like, they're worth thousands of dollars now, apparently.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
like sold a bunch of his or listed them or whatever
He
and
had a
like
lot.
made some serious dough on these
I'm
original.
expecting a payment on that Venusaur. I'm kidding, of course. But this is my not neutral thing about Pokemon is that Pokemon needs to stop making Pokemon. They just need to stop creating new ones.
Okay.
Capitalize on the old ones, guys. I feel like once you get to the point where like hardware and appliances is a Pokemon, like there was like just like nuts
like a
and
toaster,
like a pile of nuts and bolts was a Pokemon. I'm like,
they're
guys,
like in their like brainstorm session. They're like, "What else can we make a Pokemon?" And they're like,
That?
"How about this this
we-
pile of
why are we in this workspace?
how about 2 pencils?
Yeah.
turn that into a Pokemon.
It's the weirdest.
Called it Pencilsaur.
Like I think it's just the Pokemon are getting ridiculous.
I really lost track. I haven't stayed up with the Pokemon trends.
Of course, and they're trying to like do these. They're trying to do these like bigger games and like all these different things with like on like the Switch and everything. And it's just there's too many. There's too many Pokemon.
Keep it the OGs.
Just go. If you're gonna go a couple generations,
keep it the original 100.
150, but more to
it,
see.
Is it 150?
151 if you count Mewtwo, but yes. What? What?
a dork.
We loved that when
What
we
a
were
dork.
kids. The first movie I ever cried in was Pokemon 2000.
I do
The
not
first. You
remember
remember
that
when
movie.
like all the clones? So Mewtwo
was it like
that. Everyone's
3D?
coming
Was
to
it like
an island.
3D movie?
I don't think so.
3D animation?
I don't think so. It was just a cartoon.
Oh.
And all these trainers come to the island, and Mewtwo's the one that invited them to the island, but they don't really know. And then all of a sudden, there's clones of all of their powerful Pokemon. And then there's that final fight scene.
Oh, no.
Where all these Pokemon are fighting each other. And Ash Ketchum, he sees all of this. And he hates what he's seeing.
Get him, Ash.
And that's where that meme, or I guess it's like a gif of Pikachu slapping Pikachu. And then the other Pikachu slapping back. And they're like, Pikachu. And then it's like...
They're like dying.
Oh my god! Yes, they're like killing each other, and then like Mewtwo's like fighting Mew and doing like this one big blast, and like Ash jumps in front of it and then like turns into stone or something. You don't remember any of this?
This is very familiar to me. It's like it's kind of coming back.
And then like Pikachu cries at Ash being stone, and I think maybe the tear does something. I don't know.
The magical tear brings him back.
Oh man! Oh. As a child, I was heartbroken. When
maybe
that
we
Pikachu,
should watch that on. We should live stream us watching.
We should live stream
Pokemon
us
2000.
watching it. I'm pretty sure it was Pokemon 2000, but that's like the first movie that I ever cried.
The first movie that pulled on your heartstrings.
It was a good movie. That was a great show. That was a great movie.
What's a movie that? What's a movie that you've besides Pokemon that you've cried at openly? You've openly wept during a movie.
Openly wept. Do you have one? Because is this one of those questions where you ask me but you have an answer right away so I can think about mine?
Yeah, this was one that this is so funny, and it's so embarrassing, but I'll share it with our audience for laughs.
Go for it.
I was by myself.
Oh no.
Watching a movie.
Oh man.
And as I'm watching this, I just think I'm going to let myself go there.
Yeah.
I'm going to let myself fully experience the emotions of the characters in this movie.
Yeah, you are.
And the movie was Michael Bay's Armageddon. During Don't Wanna Close My Eyes, the Aerosmith song at the end.
Oh, man.
I don't know if you've ever seen Armageddon, but you should watch it because
don't ruin it for them.
There's an ending that just is heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And I'm just watching it just... don't stay. I don't want to spoil it. I mean, it's a movie from the 90s.
You said don't stay. Yeah,
Bruce Willis stays behind on the meteor to explode it before it hits the earth, and the door's closing, and his daughter's like reaching out to him, and he's like, "I'm staying here to die with the meteor, so you can live in the rest of the world."
That's
and
pretty
it's
strong.
super sad.
That's a pretty strong.
And Michael Bay, you got me.
Yeah,
I'm just by myself. I think it was house sitting. I'm like house sitting watching this movie.
Someone else's house. They've got cameras, and you're just deep panting,
just bawling by myself. I don't even remember. I was like in like 20 or something.
Fresh. Yeah, I can't think of I really can't think of another.
You really got to be alone to openly weep as I feel like
as a man,
you're gonna like kind of hold it back.
Yeah.
You're like, we'll get you, but
where you like kind of like get back in there, tear, or like
suck it back in your eyeball.
Oh, sorry, I'm yawning. Oh man, my eyes are getting watery because I'm yawning. I'm so sleepy. This is a boring movie. Yeah, I can't think of a movie where that has happened to me.
Well, maybe we'll put it in an Insta-exclusive of you
just crying at a movie.
No, you'll think of it and we'll do an Insta-exclusive.
Well, hey, if I do think of one, I'll
follow us at Roman and Cameron.
Yeah, shameless plug.
I have some honorable mentions. So I'll just really quickly go through them.
Quickly get them.
Pepperoni pizza is the best pizza topping.
That's true.
I feel very strongly about this.
That's pretty strong.
No matter the pizza level, if you compare other like a specific pizza, if it's from a specific place, the pepperoni pizza will be better than every other pizza. I'm not saying like a fancy pizza that's delicious from a New York place with whatever topping on it is better than like a Papa John's pepperoni pizza, but I'm saying the fancy pizza, pepperoni pizza, is better than all the fancy pizzas. Anyway,
yeah,
that's my one thing. And then excessive CGI in movies needs to be taped.
That's a good point.
It needs to be curbed somehow.
Yeah.
Like I don't even care about Avatar because I don't want to watch a video game for 2 hours.
Yeah,
I'm done. I want real life.
Yeah,
I want real life. I don't want to watch some fantasy world that's just computer graphics.
And I do want to watch some fantasy world, but I don't want it to just be computer graphics.
No.
That's why I think like those old school movies that like really used, and even to an extent, like Star Wars, the original one was like this, where it was just
real sets,
real
craftsmanship.
You had people like just master, makeup artists and things like that. And like, it's just,
I will say I give props to the CGI people behind the scenes making the 3D graphics. Okay, I know that's a hard thing.
It's incredible.
I know that's amazing.
It's incredible.
But my preference is I want to see real people, real explosions, real practical effects in the movies.
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
that's my preference.
That's great. Those were your honorable mentions?
Yeah, and also I have one more. This is, again, just a pet peeve.
Let's hear it.
I just want to go off.
You just want to get something off your chest. Go for it. We're listening.
Okay. When you
okay.
light a scented candle in a shared office space, not everyone likes this. Okay. Yeah. Everyone in the whole building can smell it.
Yeah. And
it's rude.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. I think it's a little rude. Okay. Because.
What are your thoughts on essential oils?
What? That's adjacent. That's adjacent to this. It might be a little rude because not everyone wants to smell whatever smell like you think is good. And when someone comes over and says, you got a candle there. And it's like, yeah, they think it smells bad.
Who is doing that? You got a candle there. Nobody's that obvious.
Well, someone's like, oh, yeah, it smells good.
Oh, what sin is that?
They don't think it smells
garbage.
They don't think it smells good. They're so intense, these candles.
Yeah, sense of the trailer park.
Are so intense.
Yeah,
and when it's springtime and you're rocking a leaves candle that's a fall scent, it throws people off. So
but that one is a great candle. The ones that get me are like pine, like scent of the pine.
Yeah, it's really strong.
Scent of the pine.
We've
done a lot of singing on this. But yeah, like
this is our singing episode.
This is our musical episode. But yeah, pine smell gives me a headache. Like
most candles give me a headache these days. Yeah. I used to be like
Look at us.
I used to be neutral about it, but now I'm not neutral. Ooh. Don't burn your scents for all the world to smell.
Especially if it's a really strong. I think, in my opinion, the best candles are subtle, very subtle.
I agree.
There's just a gentle smell that people are like, "Is there a candle?" And you're like, "Yeah, there is."
It's from Bed Bath & Beyond.
I actually get all my candles from Cracker Barrel. Woodwick, man.
Maple and bacon.
Yeah, no, it doesn't smell.
It's biscuit scented.
It's not scented.
Smells like fresh baked biscuits.
It's not scented like Cracker Barrel.
This is a ranch candle.
Then my buttermilk ranch.
Squeeze past you, get that ranch candle.
Let me squeeze right past you and light the ranch candle.
Should I light the buttermilk biscuit candle to make it smell like buttermilk biscuits in here?
Well, a bunch of us friends got together and it smelled like a Thanksgiving dinner.
This is waffle scents mixed with a little cedar from the rocking chair that's on the front porch of the Cracker Barrel.
None of those chairs are made of cedar. They're all
You've
wood.
owned one of those chairs. You've bought one of those.
There's one in the back of my house, but it's.
Is there really a Cracker Barrel rocking chair on the back of your house?
Yeah, but it's for Jack. It's a small one. It was not. We didn't buy it.
You guys love Cracker Barrel.
No, Lorinda's family loves Cracker Barrel, and I'm actually okay with it.
You're just a bunch of cracker heads over there.
Yeah, I guess.
A bunch of barrel butts.
These aren't things. Nobody calls people this. My on Mitch. These are pretty quick hits.
This is going to go down in the podcast history books as our longest episode.
What are we at?
We're an hour 22.
We got to rein it in. You guys don't want to hear this.
They just keep getting longer.
They do. Cartoons are made for kids, but they're also made for adults.
Don't you talk about Phineas and Ferb again.
I'm not going to.
I'm going to cut you off.
I will not. I will not talk about this. But I do think if a cartoon is going to be playing in your house, parents are going to hear it.
Yeah.
So people that are creating kids cartoons, throw a joke in, not dirty jokes or anything, but throw a joke in there for the parents every now and then. A reference that kids aren't really going to get. Just let the parents laugh a little bit.
We've been getting a lot of fan mail from people who make cartoons, so we know they listen to the show.
You guys, I'm just telling you, as a friend, as someone who is your mentor at this point, just
take a note, take a page out of the Bluey handbook.
Yeah. Bluey is what I was going to say. Bluey does this really well. They do it really, really well.
Bluey's a really funny show.
It's a very funny show, and it's a very well done show for kids and adults. All ages love watching it. I know I sure do.
Okay.
And then my next one.
Get off their soapbox.
Speaking of soapbox, hand soaps need a color again. That's one of the things.
Hand soaps need a what?
A color. You know how like in the past, like hand soaps used to be like a colored gel? Now they're just all white foam.
I guess.
So now
Why do they need to be colored?
So I used to be a counselor, all right, at a summer camp.
Cameron
And,
loves counseling people.
not like that kind.
He loves just
I was like a
solving
children's
problems.
counselor leading kids around in activities. The only way you could be sure if a kid washed their hands and used soap was to say, "Did you wash your hands?" They'd be like, "Yeah, I did." And you'd be like, "What color was the soap?" Maybe not that mean, but they'd be like,
Wow, very
blue.
intense.
And you're like, "It's red. Get back in there and wash those hands."
What if they're not very observant?
But we did that in like a kind way.
I don't
You
think I
know.
would pay attention to the color.
Well,
of the
you
soap.
don't anymore because
things
it's
don't
all
stick
white.
in my
It's
head.
because now the answer is always white foam.
Is this a real problem for you?
I don't think it's a real problem, but I would just say I think you can color the foam, make it a little more fun.
Do you remember the kids' shampoos that were the shape of a fish?
I do.
And you
no
could
more
pla-
tears, man.
You could play with them without tears.
Bloop, bloop,
You could
bloop,
play with
bloop,
them in
bloop.
the...
Yeah.
Man, those are the days.
Those are the
Garnier?
Was that the 90s? I thought that was L'Oreal.
Maybe it was L'Oreal.
Yeah.
Bring it back, L'Oreal. If you haven't already.
Give us our fish.
Maybe we'll be sponsored by L'Oreal.
Hey, our hair will never have smelled better. Anyway, we should
what a
probably
fun
stop.
sode.
We should probably stop talking before
What a fun episode.
Before
where
we start singing.
sang so much.
Yep.
You gotta be up here.
Gotta be up here. Anyway,
Oh, wow.
I think that was great. What a ride. What a wild,
was great.
kooky, wacky ride.
What a wacky ride. Well, I think we should wrap it up. Until next time,
Yo-yo's on.
let's do yo-yos on and brothers on 3. 1,
Towards the
2,
camera?
3. Brothers!
Brothers! Oh.